What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Dazzled or Disappointed. Today is going to be on the Urban Decay Full Spectrum Eyeshadow Palette. Those of you who love colorful eyeshadows, the brights, the super intense, anything like me, if you're anything like me, you were probably so excited about this palette. So it's kind of gotten some mixed reviews. I want to go through this with you, show you swatches, give you some information, let you know what my opinion is, what my expectation was, what I felt about them when I used them on my lids. I have used this the past few days, and so I do have some thoughts for you. So let's go ahead and jump right in so that we can get to swatching and we can get to final thoughts. Okay guys, so the case comes like this. It is very, very pretty. If y'all remember the Spectrum palette from last year, it came in a black casing, kind of a gunmetal, and it was the palette that had the lid that completely came off. And so that one had very, very pretty colors, nothing as bright as this. The reason I was so excited about this is because I love neon colors, bright colors, super fun colors. Those things are right up my alley, and so I was just super excited for this. Before we go into it, let me just give you a quick overview of what Sephora is describing it as, so that you do know. It says, satisfy your color addiction with Urban Decay's Full Spectrum, a limited edition eye palette featuring 21 shades of their iconic eyeshadow in bold brights to a matte white. Urban Decay organized the shadows by color family, creating a rainbow of ombre trios, pinks, oranges, yellows, greens, blues, purples, and even a wild card row that goes from white to black. This palette that not only looks stunning but also delivers tons of options. Create dimensional ombre looks by working within the color-coordinated trios or experiment with multiple shade groups at once. With 18 never-before-seen shades, 3 exclusives from past palettes, and a wide range of finishes, you'll never run out of eyeshadow options. So, obviously, it's claiming they are, different shades of colors, bright colors to be exact. Let's go ahead and open this bad boy up and show you. I'm going to pop out the brush. So most of these palettes come with like a double-ended brush, the blending side, and then you've got like the shadow side, which these are always denser and fluffier, so I find it hard to really pack on shadow using these ends. But anyways, I usually do use the blending side, so I'm going to put that to the side. Having opened it up without blinding you, it does come with a full-size mirror. I haven't even taken off the plastic yet, and that's because I use a stand-up mirror on my desk behind me to apply my makeup, but it does have this complete mirror in here that takes up the whole side of this cover, and it does have that, it kind of stays open to where you want it. So let's take a look at these shades. So upon first glance, they look absolutely amazing, absolutely stunning. When I first saw the picture of this, I almost lost my mind because I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I can't wait for this. When it came in the mail and I opened it up, I was like, oh my gosh, best bright shadows ever. I feel like I'm dazzled and I haven't even used it yet. And if you're anything like me, you've gotten that feeling where you open it up and you're like, I don't even care if this is poor performing because just looking at it, it's stunning. Anyways, that is the feeling that I got when I first opened it up. Just an amazing array of colors I don't have a lot of, it's hard to find these brights, and it's hard to find brights that perform well. Now, as far as neon colors, I think there's a little bit of confusion on that, and I think I am probably still one of the people who are kind of like, okay, well, can you use them or can you not use them? Do you remember when Urban Decay came out with the Electric palette that had some really neon shades? And on the back it told you which shades were not eye appropriate, and it's like, then why put it in an eyeshadow palette if it's not eye appropriate? Where else am I going to use this? I'm not going to use this as a blush. MAC also makes some pigments that are neon that also not suggested for eye use. And I think what it is, from what I understand, is that neon pigments, neon eyeshadows they haven't been tested as safe within the eye area, I think within the United States. So because of that, they don't suggest using it around the eyes. Anyways, that aside, anything I can get my hands on that's kind of like a neon-ish type shade that is safe for eye use, I am all for that. Now, that's not to say I have not used the electric palette on my eyes, because I have, with a milk, with NYX Milk underneath. I have used it on my eyes, and I will say that when I take off my eye makeup at night, like, it leaves a stain on my eyelid, so just keep that in mind. Anyways, so I was super excited that this was coming out because it didn't have, other than the Kat Von D Mi Vida Loca from last year, really didn't have much along these lines. So let me swatch for you because I have quite a bit to talk to you about regarding this palette. Let me swatch for you and then we'll go into those thoughts. All right, guys, so before we go into these, it is what I'm wearing on my eyes today. I'm wearing the lime green color. I'm wearing the kind of sky blue color. We'll get to those towards the end, but just to let you know, and I'm wearing it with the Urban Decay Heavy Metal Glitter Liner. But anyways, okay, let's get started. Alchemy Warning Midnight Blaze 100. Okay, I skipped a shade, had to come back to it, so I'm going to start with this finger because that's the order it should be in. Minx, Delirious, Platonic, and Gossip. Seize, Calavera, Hatter, and Blindsided. And I will say Blindsided reminds me so much of the shade Gonzo from the Electric palette. It's very, very similar. It's like such a pretty rainbow of color there. We have Sketch, Iced, Paranoia, and Jones. One of those skipped pretty badly there, so kind of did a double duty, layered another bit on top. And for reference, it was this pink one called Paranoia that did that. Okay, I'm going to do all 5 fingers because I had 5 left. I have got Goldmine, Mean, Metamorphosis, Faded, and Bump. Now that we've gone through the swatches, I do want to give you thoughts of how it applied when I used it the last few days, and then just a couple of other little tidbits. So I have found that in using these, I do need to apply NYX Milk underneath in order to get really true color payoff. If not, it ends up looking a little bit faded. Even with an eyeshadow base, which I used Urban Decay Enigma Primer Potion. Is Urban Decay Primer Potion? Yes. And then I used NYX Milk eyeshadow base underneath to give it that white base to really make the color pop. I had to do that in order to get the color to pop, because if not, it just does not translate from palette to your eyelid. They swatch okay, I mean, even, you know, but you're digging your finger in there. I was so dazzled when I had first opened it up. I was so excited, and I'm gonna say this is probably one of the biggest disappointments I've had so far with an eyeshadow palette, only because I had such high expectations. I want bright, bold colors that are gonna translate from pan to my eyeshadow, or to my eyelid, and that just didn't happen. So it's just disappointing to me that I had such high hopes for this. I think it's great in theory. I mean, you know, the concept of a super bright, literally full spectrum eyeshadow palette, the concept is amazing. I mean, in theory, it's awesome. But if you can't get that to translate onto your eye from the pan, if it's only gonna look good in the pan, then really what good is it? Y'all know I love packaging, and I think the packaging on this is really, really nice. However, because I was so excited about what was inside this package, it was such a letdown. It was so disappointing. The consistency of these shadows is not what I would come to know and love from Urban Decay shadows. Urban Decay shadows, usually these, you know, what Urban Decay is known for are those bright colors, those, just those pops of color. They're known for very rich pigment. And usually Urban Decay shadows are very like, I wouldn't say they're the butteriest in the world, but they're pretty, you pick them up and it's like, wow, there is a ton of pigment there. I just was not finding that with these. I mean, it was like the pigment was almost like very sheer. So for example, the color Gossip and the color Seas, which were two of the ones I was most excited about, especially Seas, because it's like this bright coral color. It just comes off as like, I'm trying to think of how I can describe it to you, but they're not opaque. It's got a little bit of a sheer type of look. The lime color I'm wearing on my lid today, I had to really layer it on. And again, that is because I used it with NYX Milk underneath. When you don't use a white base for bright colors like this, it just, you know, it almost gets lost. And you're kind of like, okay. So this palette was $55. I don't know that I think it's worth it. It makes me so sad to say that. I just cannot believe that that is the outcome of this palette. But it is what it is. Urban Decay has so many amazing things out there that they can't get it all right, you know? And so for someone like me, and this might be, you know, if you're one who likes color but doesn't like that super intense color, this may be for you. But I really do like bold, neon, bright, rich color. And so I love neutrals, but I'm more of a bright girl most of the time. And so I'm very, very sad to report out that this is a disappointment. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about that. But anyways, that's okay. You have to have, you know, one disappointment in there every now and then. If not, then it just, you know, if everything were dazzling, it wouldn't be as exciting, I suppose. All right, guys, before I let you go, let me give you the verse of the day. Today's comes from Revelation 1:8, and it says, I am the Alpha and the Omega, who is, who was, and who is to come, the Almighty. Oh, I love these kind of verses. They're just so dear to my heart. And so I hope you're having a good day. I hope these verses are giving you encouragement. I know they really give me encouragement. I know everything feels like chaos right now. Everything seems like chaos. You know, guys, every day is a new day. Just in peace, let's try to live out these days. And just, I find the most peace when I read the Bible. And so, you know, if you feel a little bit of turmoil, if you feel a little bit, you know, uneasy, this is the best way to put your mind at ease. So just wanted to give you that advice. And then I hope you'll give me a thumbs up if you found this video helpful, if you found it useful. And I hope you'll consider subscribing if you have not already. I would love to have you on this YouTube journey with me, and this way you're notified of any future videos that I do post and you're not missing out on anything. Okay guys, I'm going to see you very soon in the next video, and I will talk to you later. Bye.